The rain hammered against the windshield of Oliver's cargo hauler as he navigated the desolate highway cutting through Proxima Station's industrial sector. Most species avoided Earth weather. They found it chaotic and unpredictable. But Oliver had grown up in Seattle. This was just Tuesday. A figure materialized in his headlights, hunched and slow-moving. Oliver's foot hit the brake instinctively. The figure was unmistakably Valkyrian, six-limbed with translucent skin that shimmered even in the downpour. But this one looked ancient. Her movements labored. He rolled down the window. "Need a lift?" The Valkyrian woman tilted her head, her triple set of eyes blinking in sequence. "Your kindness and unexpected, yes, human. I would be grateful." Oliver unlocked the passenger door. It wasn't until she settled into the seat, all six limbs arranging themselves with practiced efficiency, that he noticed the faint scars along her membrane ridges. "Battle scars, old ones. Name's Oliver," he said, pulling back onto the road. "You may call me Thessia." Her voice carried harmonics that most universal translators struggled with, but Oliver's implant was top of the line. Came with the hauler license. "Where you heading?" "Away." The word hung heavy between them. Just away. Oliver didn't press. In his 3 years hauling cargo across 5 systems, he'd learned that everyone running from something ended up at Proxima eventually. The station orbiting Earth had become a crossroads for the desperate and the determined. They drove in comfortable silence for 20 minutes before Thessia spoke again. "You are not afraid of me. Should I be?" "Most would be." Her eyes focused on something beyond the rain-streaked glass. "My people are known as warriors. Conquerors, even." "Were," Oliver corrected gently. Past tense. The war ended 40 years ago. Thessia's membrane rippled, a Valkyrian laugh. "You humans have such short memories." "A blessing, perhaps," Oliver's comm unit chirped. He glanced at the display and felt his stomach drop. "Priority alert. Escaped prisoner, Valkyrian female. Extremely dangerous, do not approach." The attached image showed a younger Thessia, her membrane ridges sharp and unscarred, wearing the distinctive armor of a Valkyrian war matriarch. His hands tightened on the steering wheel, but he kept driving. "You have seen it," Thessia observed. It wasn't a question. "Yeah, and yet you do not stop. Do not call for help, curious." Oliver took a breath. "What did you do?" "To end up in maximum security, I mean." "I ended a war." Her voice carried no pride, no regret. Just fact. 200,000 of your people died on the colony moon of Titan. I gave the order. I was doing my duty as a matriarch, protecting my species from what we perceived as human expansion. We were wrong. I was wrong. The rain intensified, matching the thunder of Oliver's heartbeat. The Galactic Council sentenced me to life imprisonment after our surrender. Thessia continued. 173 years I have served. But age does what prison cannot. It strips away everything except truth. I wanted to see Earth, the home of the species I almost destroyed. I wanted to understand what we had tried to extinguish. So you escaped. I walked out during a medical transfer. Your people's compassion is also your vulnerability. The guard felt sorry for an old woman needing treatment. I drugged his coffee. Nothing permanent. Oliver pulled the hauler into a rest stop, shutting off the engine. The rain drummed a steady rhythm on the roof. "Anna's going to kill me for this," he muttered. "Anna, my sister. She's a cop. District enforcement on the station." He turned to face Thessia fully. "Here's the thing. I looked you up. The full file, not just the alert. You surrendered yourself after the Titan attack. You could have kept fighting, but you didn't. You testified against your own government at the War Crimes Tribunal. You helped broker the peace. That does not erase what I did." "No," Oliver agreed. "But it matters. The families on Titan, I read their statements. Half of them advocated for your early release. They said you showed more humanity than most humans do." Thessia's membranes quivered. "I do not understand your species." "Yeah, we get that a lot." Oliver drummed his fingers on the steering wheel, thinking. Then he made a decision that Anna would definitely kill him for. "There's a sanctuary ship leaving from Dock 47 tomorrow. Private vessel. They take in refugees, no questions asked. I know the captain. You would help me? You're an old woman who wants to see Earth before she dies. You paid your debt. The rest is just bureaucracy." He started the engine. "Besides, you said it yourself. We humans have short memories. Maybe that's not always a bad thing." As they drove through the night, Thessia watched the human city lights blur past. Millions of lives she had once ordered extinguished, now glowing defiantly against the darkness. Why? She asked finally. Why show mercy to your enemy? Oliver thought of the war memorials, the children who grew up without parents, the scars that never fully healed. Then he thought of the peace that followed, the alliances that formed, the future that existed because someone chose forgiveness over vengeance. Because someone has to, he said. Otherwise, what are we fighting for? They reached Dock 47 as dawn broke over Earth's curve. Oliver helped Thessia from the hauler, her old limbs stiff from the journey. The sanctuary ship's captain, a grizzled centaurian named Vex, nodded once and asked no questions. Before boarding, Thessia placed one trembling limb on Oliver's shoulder. Your species will inherit the stars, she said. Not because you are the strongest, but because you are the kindest. Guard that fiercely young human. It is rarer than you know. Oliver watched the ship disappear into the black, then pulled out his comm unit. He had a call to make to his sister. Anna was definitely going to kill him. But as Earth rotated into full view below, painting the station in gold and blue, Oliver smiled. Some things were worth dying for. Humanity had learned that lesson the hard way, and somehow, against all odds, they'd learned to teach it too. The end.